What's more unbelievable than a talking dog? A spelling bee. What's going on, YouTube? We're inside the Infinite Archive, inside of Apocrypha. Again, a free-to-play zone to go over our Filer Ool vendor. He's our Tuesday vendor. He comes with a wide assortment of things such as leads, collectibles, and more. Let's break down if anything in here is for you. And we start off with the Beetleback Pigment, which is actually a pretty unique mythic lead that you could ask for, because it gives you access to a body marking, which we'll take a look at what it looks like here for you. It's going to look like this bad boy right here. You can see it. You got some stuff on your chest, a little pointy thing. They say triangles are the strongest shape. This may interest you. And if you normally wanted to get this lead, you would just have to fish for it. And Apocrypha is a pretty good zone to fish in already. So I would say it's probably worth just fishing in Apocrypha. You'll make a good chunk of money and you'll probably get this lead. But it is pretty annoying to find those fishing holes. So consider add-ons, the eye recipe, if you want to try to get yourself some easier ability to see those spots. But other than that, that's this mythic. This next one is part of, if not the most popular mythic that has ever existed in the Elder Scrolls Online. More videos and things have been talking about the Oakensoul ring than anything else in existence. This specific piece of that comes from blacksmithing nodes in Glenumbra. Now, I did want to note, though, that a lot of people had trouble getting this lead. And so let's break that down here. Because, in fact, if you search this lead, the first thing that comes up is, I've been doing this for 5 hours straight, and it ain't coming. And this dude says it took me 3 hours. And he had to go over every inch of Glenumbra. So let's talk about, is it worth buying? Is it worth doing? Let's break that down. So the first thing to note here, too, is that on console, there's a lot more competition. It seems in those newer play zones, more people spend time there. Sometimes you have bots going through and cleaning up all those resources, and this could be a really annoying mythic to get. On PC, less so. Plus, you can get add-ons on PC that are going to locate those resource mods for you, so you don't have to worry about finding those little modules in the ground. You could just be shown right to them. Another important thing to consider, too, is if it's taking you 3 to 5 hours to get a lead, better just run the Infinite Archive. You have better chances to get good items in there. You can get some really good motif styles, other leads that drop from there, some fragments. So if it's taking you 3 to 5 hours, it might be better to just consider farming the Infinite Archive instead, because 5,000 archival fortunes is not going to take you 3 to 5 hours. And even if it does and you're running it very slowly, at least you're getting other rewards doing that. But alternatively, you're picking up raw materials, you're going to also be getting resources that way as well. So you kind of have to think all of these things as well, because raw materials are worth gold, but you can get some rare leads that are really annoying to get inside the Infinite Archive. So weigh all of those things as you decide if this is something that you want to do or farm, and it's going to be up to you. It's totally up to your player preference. Next up, we have the Troll King Shoulder, which unfortunately, even on PC, is worth basically nothing. 200,000 to 300,000 gold on PC is basically the equivalent to buying a fish stick. So you think it's not, if you think it's going to be worth more on console, it's not. And again, this is bound. So the reason why I encourage you guys to buy these occasionally is because, well, you're buying something for archival fortunes that could save you tens of millions of gold, depending on which style it is. However, when it comes to the Troll King Shoulder, that's not going to be really worth it for you guys to invest in. Now we have something that's a bit interesting, because we have Blackwood treasure maps. Now, Blackwood treasure maps are very interesting because for 2,000 archival fortunes, you're going to be rolling for an assortment of actually really good items. Let's talk about those items here. First off, you have access to good sets. I think the Frostbite set has really stood the test of time to say, I can be around. I'm going to sell for a lot. And because a lot of people don't actively farm Blackwood, it maintains a lot of value. Also, Blackwood treasure maps are notorious for dropping companion gear, which, as we know, is a pretty good seller and could potentially turn you into a multi-millionaire overnight just by picking up a single chest. And also, you get access to the Ancestral Akaviri set by just picking up chests here. I've always felt that your odds are about 1 in 4. So basically, every 4 of these maps that you pick up and open, you're going to be rolling for one of these items almost at a guaranteed rate. And as you can see, a lot of these are worth a good chunk of money. So this could be potentially a good route for you to go. And even if you're just getting companion gear where you're just getting set items, you're still probably going to make some gold. So this could be potentially a decent way to convert some of those archival fortunes to gold. However, it brings up an interesting point though. Should you convert your archival fortunes to gold? Because you never know when you might get something really good. And the answer is it's obviously going to depend on you. You might be getting tons of archival fortunes because you're trying to get those annoying ass leads that only drop from the end. Because of that, you're like, man, I would love to have gold because I keep getting more and more archival fortunes. And for you, this is potentially a good week to do so just because of how well Ancestral Akaviri has stood the test of time. But other than that, I think that there's some other things that you could do using the permanent vendors, but it's going to depend more on your console. We could do a whole video breakdown if people are interested in that. But I also think too that like the herbology bags, that give you the re-ingredients is better on PC, but it's really not good on console just because of how many bots there are that pick up, those ingredients that you're going to be competing with. So it'll always depend on the economy, how things are going. But to me, Blackwood treasure maps is a good investment. Companion medium armor is potentially, again, one of those things that you might want to gamble on. If you're looking specifically for DPS gear, I believe this is the one that everyone runs to. I personally, again, just don't think that it's worth building a companion in that way, and therefore it's not worth gambling your Telvar, because again, this is bound to you, so really you're just trying to save yourself gold as opposed to make any of it. So for me, I would skip it, but some of you might be interested. If any of you buy a Tales of Tribute deck fragment that you can pick up from a public dungeon, you can get it from either of the public dungeons, mind. You can get it from Ghost Haven Bay or Spire of the Crimson Coin public dungeon. If either of you are tempted by that, slap yourself for me. I know a lot of you guys love books. I'm always a big skip the book person. And then that brings us to our Shattered Mirror Maze body marks, which we've seen hundreds of times. And we see our Psijic Globe Lobes, which we've also seen 100 times. Again, we have a whole video breakdown of fragments. I will link that in the description below. I think that you should farm these fragments to sell, but you don't buy them for 7,000 archival fortunes. That's the equivalent of almost 3 Blackwood treasure maps, and that is definitely not equivalent in cost, value, or anything. But everyone, thank you guys so much again for watching, and as we discussed in the Friday vendor, I'm curious, what do you hope for in this vendor? For me, it's the torque leads. Those things are absolutely ludicrous and annoying to farm, and they only drop from the Infinite Archive, and they seem to never drop from the Infinite Archive, no matter how many times you run it. So for me, that's what I'm looking for. Let me know what you guys look for in the comments below. Again, we are still doing our 3 giveaway drawing. Leave a comment in the comments below. Answer that question. Answer any question, What's the meaning of life? What is the purpose? What are we here for? Feel free to answer whatever you want. Second thing is just be subscribed. Also, we're not just entering all of our subscribers on the YouTube. Also, all of the followers on the Twitch are also entered. Again, all you have to do is leave a follow on Twitch. We're so close. We're almost 100 followers away on Twitch. It's in the description below. We're trying to hit 1,000 because that's the minimum requirements that I need to hit here for a couple goals. And the third thing is a random gift card could be flashed upon the screen. So all you have to do is look out for that. It will be for Amazon. Just make sure you have an Amazon account and you'll be good to be entered. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
After our stream yesterday, we are up to 710,000 gold. I will put a caveat on this, though. We did pay all of our weekly dues, which did amount to about 55,000 gold. So you spent about 55,000 gold of the 710,000. So we would have had, 775? Somebody can do the quick math here better than I can. So we are moving our way back towards having a decent chunk of our money back, kind of showing off how it is to flip gold. If you're interested, though, obviously, please feel free to put different gold methods you'd like me to do on stream in the description below, or in the comments, rather. Don't put it in the description. I make the description. So thank you guys so much again, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.